What's up, everybody? Y'all come on in. Interesting topic today. We gonna talk about it. What's up, everybody? Y'all come on in. What's up, Miss Mimi? Y'all come on in. We'll give him another couple minutes and then we're gonna get started. Alright, let's get it in. Today I'm gonna talk about Nuwaubu, what it is, how it works, and how to use it. I'm gonna go over some of the foundational information that made it what it was before it got super huge. We'll go over that. So, what is Nuwaubu? What up, man? What is Nuwaubu? Nuwaubu is the science of supreme balance. Cause that's what it was designed to do. Help you find balance in yourself. You see what I'm saying? It was designed to, through many different teachings, to help rebuild your inner self. Cause at that time, we was dealing with the struggles. So Dr. York in the 60s decided to build this organization, him and his team, and his squad. So a lot of people threw away Nuwaubu after what happened with Dr. York. Cause down here, you gotta be careful what you say, do, or ignore, or because your infamy can easily outweigh your alchemy. So he did that shit for 40 years. Him and his squad, him and his team, built up Nuwaubu for 40 years, and that one incident shut it all down, right? So this is what happens when you ignore criminals in your organization. Whether he was a part of it or not, doesn't really matter. I'm quite sure he probably knew about what was going on and didn't do nothing about it, and it escalated to it grew out of control. And he was already a black man with a powerful organization, so the FBI and the Alphabet Boys are going to investigate him. And he was from that generation, from the 60s and 70s, them revolutionaries. You see what I'm saying? But he came up out of the Nation of Islam for the most part. So he went on him and his team went on to create this this vast, this 40-year, you know, science that did pretty good. Why the answer? Because a lot of people like, Nuwaubu ain't this, Nuwaubu ain't that, but the ancestors allowed it for 40 years. You see what I'm saying? Why? Why would they do that? Because it helped a lot of people find their way during its time period. You see what I'm saying? So just like the 120 lessons helped a lot of people find their way during this time period, during the 30s, 40s, and 50s. You see what I'm saying? So this Nuwaubu was no different during the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. You gotta understand, there was no internet. None of that shit existed. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? None of that shit existed at the time. So, you know, people waking up, struggling to find an identity of who they are, knowledge of self, that was all that was available to them. That's why Nuwaubu was allowed to prosper for those 40 years until that incident happened. So, my goal here is to help you understand some of the teachings that came out of Nuwaubu, because a lot of it is encrypted and encoded, because they couldn't just tell you flat out what it was, because these motherfuckers would come and assassinate you during this time period. You see, you know, they seen what happened with the Black Panther Party, with a lot of members of the Nation of Islam, with all other rebellious organizations across the planet, the revolutionaries across the planet. So a lot of this is encrypted, and you have to decode it to get the full information. You see what I'm saying? So, let us begin. Now, Nuwaubu being a science of supreme, being a science of supreme balance, it brought with it some basic teachings. Number one, the biggest one that everybody loved was the 9 ether teachings. Why was the 9 ether teachings so popular? The 9 ether teachings was super popular because it first of all, what is ether? Ether is the force. You know, it's the fifth element of all the base elements. You know, earth, air, fire, water. So the fifth element, ether, is the force, the life energy. You see what I'm saying? That it flows in, through, and around all things. You see what I'm saying? So this is what we're dealing with here. Now, when you dealing with the force, and you dealing with, they said 9 ether, you had 9 ether, 6 ether, and 3 ether. So you put numbers on the force mean there's levels. Now, levels of what? Levels of consciousness and awakening. You see what I'm saying? Of course, we already know 3 ether is you still in your zombie state. You sleep. You dead. You still in the dead zone. You see what I'm saying? That's where you at when you are vibrating on 3 ether. Now, when you upgrade to 6 ether, you are semi-awakened. You see what I'm saying? You're kind of in purgatory right now. You know something going on, but you just don't fully. You just can't fucking put your finger on it right now. You see what I'm saying? You don't know what's happening right now, but you know something's wrong, but you just don't understand what is wrong. You see what I'm saying? You just haven't figured it out yet. 9 ether is when you fully awaken, when you fully realize that, okay, I see what the fuck going on. This shit fucked up, and I'm a god, and the master is within me. Start trying to look outside of myself for something that's already inside of me. That's when you fully awaken and figure out what's going on. So those are the 3 stages of ether. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So that's one of the biggest concepts in Nuwaubu that a lot of people are trying to figure out. What is 9 ether? Now, as far as the hair and everything, straight hair, curl hair, you study your indigenous teachers, motherfuckers didn't have straight and curly hair for millions of years around here. So that's irrelevant. You know, kinky hair, y'all had all textures over here. Y'all have it in long, afro, wavy. Shit, that shit on the walls. Motherfuckers got wavy hair, long hair. You see what I'm saying? Locks. It doesn't matter. Your hair texture doesn't really matter. You know, you wear the style that connects with you the most. You see what I'm saying? That brings you the most energy. You see what I'm saying? Whether it's afro, whether it's that classic cut, the monk style, whether it's the locks, whether it's, you know, whether it's braids, you see what I'm saying? That's all up to you. You see what I'm saying? It's your hair. You see what I'm saying? So there's no such thing as 3, 6, or 9 eat the hair. You know, your hair is your hair. You see what I'm saying? It brings you power according to what you choose to do with it and how you like it. You see what I'm saying? That's what your hair does. So yeah, that's what we talking about here. Now, the next big thing that Nuwaubu is based off of is based off of the Anunnaki. Now, who are the Anunnaki? Who are these beings? You see what I'm saying? Who are the Anunnaki? The Anunnaki, if you break the word down, Anu is the Heavenly Father, and Mother Ki is Mother Earth. You see what I'm saying? So the Anunnaki are literally the children of heaven and earth, basically. You see what I'm saying? And so that means you the Anunnaki. You see what I'm saying? But the question that everybody's been trying to figure out is, are there ETs, or do we have a cosmic celestial family known as the Anunnaki? Yes. And they are known as Nibiru's. You see what I'm saying? And where are they? They're living in the red sun that just popped back up into our space-time. The magnetic sun, Nibiru's. And interestingly enough, there are solar beings living inside the sun. So you got 4 suns, you see what I'm saying? 3 of them have already returned. You got Ratan, or Ra. That's the yellow sun, you see what I'm saying, that we all see every day. And then you got the white sun, which is Nemesis. And then you got the one on the way, Helios Prime, which is the magical sun, and that's blue. The white sun is white, and it's your crystal sun. The yellow sun is your electric sun, and it's yellow. And the red sun is your magnetic sun. You see what I'm saying? So those are the 4 suns. Now, it's interesting. Ra has been ruling this paradigm for some time, and the solar beings in there have had the most influence on the planet. That's why y'all love ancient Egyptian mythology, because their energy is governed or inspired by the solar beings in Ratan. You see what I'm saying? The yellow sun, the electric sun. So that's why, and not even really ancient Egyptian mythology, it's ancient Nubian mythology originally. Nubian was running this shit for 3 million years before ancient Egypt was even thought of. You see what I'm saying? So it's funny. You got them, and their energy is why ancient Egypt has been so popular. You see what I'm saying? Now Nibiru came back next, and that's when the Sumerian energy awoke, and that's why the Nuwaubians, they chose to bring you Sumerian teachers, cause they was tapping into the Nibirians' energy on that was on the sun. You see what I'm saying? They was being inspired by the energy from the magnetic sun. You see what I'm saying? They was tapped into that magnetic energy that came from the Nibiru. So that's what's going on here. That's what's happening here. Now you got Nemesis back, which is the crystal sun, the Nemesians, who are the solar beings that live in that sun, and they actually affect us, the indigenous beings over here in America, Turtle Island. You see what I'm saying? Mesoamerica, South America. That's why their energy. That's why the Olmecian, the Atlantean, which is us, Atlantean, the South American energy is coming back online, and rising back up again. That indigenous energy. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, how you doing? That indigenous energy is what's rising back up. You see what I'm saying? So that's what's happening here. So it's a 4-way energy that's happening, and Helios Prime, who they inspired with the Asians and the East Indians. So when they get back, you're gonna see a lot. That's why so much turmoil happening in China and Japan and everywhere, because their sun is coming back. So a lot of what's happening and over there is connected with the return of Helios Prime, which should be back sometime later on this month. You see what I'm saying? So you best believe it's real around here. You see what I'm saying? So The Anunnaki are very real. The Anunnaki are very real. Now, how do they connect with us? They said there was 12 original bloodlines. Well, it was taught that there was 12 original bloodlines native to Mother Earth. You see what I'm saying? Or Mother Kai, or Mother Ki, or Mother Earth, or Mother Terra. You see what I'm saying? There are actually 13 bloodlines. You see what I'm saying? There were 13 bloodlines. But they tell you in the Bible, the tribe of Dan was originally part of Israel, but they went off to, worship idols and shit, right? That's what they tell you in the Bible. That's why we can't let our foreigners tell our story. These foreigners tell our story. Because they didn't fucking worship no idols. We worshipped ourselves. Everybody know that. The tribe of Dan or the house of Dan went into the inner earth. That's what they went in. That's what they went to create, what y'all now know as a Gotham or Shambhala. They was a big part of that. They was a big part of their creation. And you can call them what you want to call them, Danakai, Dunakai, or whatever. But yeah, those beings are living in the inner earth. That's the 13th bloodline. And Ophiuchus, the 13th zodiac sign, came back to remind us of that 13th bloodline. You see what I'm saying? So now we got all 13 bloodlines reactivated. You see what I'm saying? So that's what's happening here. 12 on the surface, one in the inner earth. So yeah. So that's what's happening. What up, Brian? That's what's happening here. And so the Anunnaki, which are us and them, because Anunnaki is a mythological code word. You see what I'm saying? We all have our own unique names for ourselves. So the Dana cow or the Duna cow, however you want to say it, but it's short for Dan. You see what I'm saying? Whatever they call themselves. Now, the imagery of the Duna cow, the Dana cow in Nuwaubu, it looks something like this. It looks something like this. It looks something like this. See what I'm saying? They look like this. Now, is this what they really look like? Probably not. But is this an idea of what they look like? Yes, it is. It's an artistic rendition of what the 13th tribe or the 13th bloodline look like. You see what I'm saying? Or just to give you an idea, just to give you your mind a reference, a visual of what they possibly look like. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we talking about. Cause these tribes are in all the holy texts. It's the 12 tribes of Israel in the Bible. It's the 12 tribes of Ishmael in the Quran. You see what I'm saying? It's all the same shit. But it's 13 tribes. They always take the 13th out because that's telling too much. You now know that it's in the earth. You see what I'm saying? Well, you gonna start asking questions? What happened to the 13th tribe? They went out worshiping idols, but shit, that don't explain like where they went. Even if they went, where did they go to worship these idols? You see what I'm saying? So that's what we talking about. Well, Latasha, that's what we talking about here. Where did they go to worship these idols? But of course, we know they didn't worship idols. They was worshiping themselves like us. No, they went into the inner earth to help create a Gotham. Because it's not beyond our belief to know. Well, in fact, it ain't even a belief. We know for a fact that if there are inner dimensions and internal worlds inside of us, why is it not in inner dimensions and internal world inside of Mother Earth? You see what I'm saying? The Mother Heart. So there you go. That's a big one that a lot of people attack. You see what I'm saying? But that's not outside our realm of conclusion. You see what I'm saying? That there are inner dimensions within the earth that she's materializing from her meditation. You see what I'm saying? So there you go. There go the Anunnaki. Another thing that's real popular in the Nuwaubian teaching is of course the 720 degrees. That's real popular in Nuwaubian teachings. So what is 720 degrees? The 720 degrees is 360 degrees of the spiritual, as they say, but it's actually magical soul. And 360 degrees of the physical, which is physical soul. Now, how does that break down? We're going to do physical soul first. Physical soul is broken down into two parts. 180 degrees, or 50% of the liberal arts, as we call it, which is imagery / artistic works, music, poetry, history, and writing. You see what I'm saying? Calligraphy, as we say. So that's the liberal arts. That's the first half. The second half of our physical soul is, or the other 180 degrees of 50%, is reality-based arts, like the martial arts, dance arts, festivals, community-based operations, stuff like that. Shit that you can do in reality at any given moment. You see what I'm saying? That you do physically. You see, that you can tap into whenever you feel like it, on the physical plane. You see, that's what that 180 degrees represents. Because you need a healthy amount of both. You need something in reality. You need your mythos. You need your history. You need your physics, your metaphysics, all of it. You need it all. You can't just have one without the other. It's all one big science. It's all one big set of teachings. You see what I'm saying? So, then you got the other 360 degrees, which is magical soul. Now, that's broken up into the mental teachings of magic, which is broken down into that 180 degrees, or 50%, is broken down into spiritual study, mythology, sacred geometry, metaphysics, and just occult sciences in general. That's your study of the magical / spiritual arts. You see what I'm saying? In all its glory. You see what I'm saying? There are many. There are thousands of spiritual arts here. You can spend a decade just studying the spiritual side alone. You see what I'm saying? Just by itself. Now, the other half, the other 180 degrees of 50%, is the practical side. And that's your meditation, your chakra work, your qigong, tai chi, or just chi work in general, magic, visualizations, your shadow work, tap into the science of deities, and connecting with the Creator. You see what I'm saying? That's your practical work. That's your practical teaching with this. You see what I'm saying? So that's what's going on here. That's what's going on here. That's what's happening with the 720 degrees, which you need a healthy amount of both of them. The 360 degrees of magical soul, 360 degrees of physical soul. You need a healthy amount of both. So that's what that represents. That's that aspect that they was talking about when they said 720 degrees. So next, what else is real popular in the Nuwaubian teachings? Let's see here. Oh, the concept of the black sun and the gold sun. That's real popular in Nuwaubian teachings as well. Now, the black sun is the melanated dot. The melanated dot, or the black dot, that makes up your soul. You see what I'm saying? And the gold sun is the outer surface of your soul, which is the part that shines. You see what I'm saying? So that's a soul teaching. The black sun is the melanated dot, the melanated intelligence that makes up the core of your soul. And the gold sun is the surface of your soul, the part that shines. You see what I'm saying? The light. You see what I'm saying? The consciousness. So that's what the black sun and the gold sun represent. Another thing, they talk about the three realms, at least their version of the three realms. Their version of the three realms is my bad, y'all. There's a lot going on in my physical world. Anyway, their version of the three realms is Nasu, Malakut, and Lahu. Now, Nasu is the physical realm, but in the indigenous teachings, you know them as the underworld. You see what I'm saying? Malakut is the realm of the ancestral deities. Uh, they extend that starts with the beings you already know. They have become ancestors like your aunties, your uncles, your mothers, your fathers, your cousins, your sisters, your brothers. You see what I'm saying? That's the first level. The second level is the mythological deities. You see what I'm saying? That include the Anunnaki, the Nibiru, the the immortal gods of Asia. You see what I'm saying? The Orishas, the Titans, the giants in Norse mythology. That's what the ancestral deities represent. You see what I'm saying? Those are the ancestral deities. That's what their realm is made of. And that's known as the middle world. Then you got Lahu, which is the realm of the creator, which deals with which is the primordial realm, the original realm, that all things are spun from. You see what I'm saying? And that deals with the upper world. You see what I'm saying? So the creator and his intelligence, the elder gods, the elder deities, you see what I'm saying? Elder angelics, whatever you like to call them, they make up composed of this realm. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, so that's saying something. So that was their variation or their take on it. You see what I'm saying? On the three realms. Next, you got another big one, which is real big, is Iyun and Risk. Iyun and Risk, and the Risk. Now, is Iyun and Risk real? No, they're not real. But there is a teaching behind this. The teaching is that you can create your own when you say, for example, continue to connect with yourself and build on your inner godhood and connect with your inner God self. The more you do that, the more powerful you become, until eventually you'll be qualified to create your own dimensions, your own realms, your own worlds, your own universes, your own plane of existence. You see what I'm saying? So that's what that teaching was about. That mythos was about. But is it real? Nah, it's not real. It's not real. It's no Iyun on a physical plane. No. Go out there in the universe, as they said. Nah. Iyun is a mythos that lets you know that you can create your own dimensions and your own realms if you so choose to. You see what I'm saying? So there you go. Let's see here. Another thing I want to talk about is the imagery. You know, in Nuwaubu. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people ask about the imagery. Like, Marvin, why is it so powerful? Why am I so attracted to this imagery? Let me pull up some of it real quick. Why am I so attracted to this? You see what I'm saying? What makes this image, these images so powerful? See what I'm saying? What make them so powerful? Why am I so attracted to this, Marvin? And the answer is because they, number one, they look like you, black man, black woman, and child. They look like you, first of all. But by the fact that they look like you, that's automatically in the realm of physical soul. You see what I'm saying? That's automatically in the realm of physical soul because they look like you. You see what I'm saying? So, but that's just the physical side of it. They look like you, so you automatically get a sense of pride from them just looking like you. Now, the magical side, these are deities. You see what I'm saying? Most people don't know that. These are deities that you're looking at here. These are not regular images. These are deity images. So the teaching is, or the training is, you can literally tap into these images, because arts, those paintings you see in art are literally portals. They're gateways to that particular dimension. So this is no different. You see what I'm saying? These images here are no different. You can tap into these as well and project your consciousness into their realms, their dimensions. You see what I'm saying? So these are powerful. That's why everybody's attracted to them, whether they like Nuwaubu or not. They love these images. Number one, because it looks like you, and number two, because these are deities that you can tap into, you project your consciousness into. It's funny. I just did some work with these images the other day. Yesterday actually. I did one with Tiamat. Excuse me. I did one with Tiamat, and I did one with Mother Mary, or the Virgin Mary, or the Black Madonna, as y'all know them. Both are deities. I talked to them. I projected into their realms. I talked to them, and then I wrote messages for y'all. That's the type of work you can do with this. You see what I'm saying? That's the type of work you can do with these images. So it's not beyond you to tap into these images. You see what I'm saying? Because image is short for imagination. You know, that's the root word of imagination. And your imagination is the God realm, or nirvana. So you tapping into these images, you can tap into the God realm and go to these different beings, the mission. You see what I'm saying? Their realms, and talk to them, dialogue with them, get what you need, and you can bring it back to the physical and let everybody know what's up. You see what I'm saying? Let's see here. What's another image? Here go another image of them in color. That's why everybody's so attracted to these images, whether they like Nuwaubu or not, because it's the energy. They're deities personified in these images. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, get you some of that. Get you some of that. Tap in. You know, I know a lot of people, they can't stand Nuwaubu, but they love them images. They can't stand the Nuwaubian sciences for real. They love them images, and that's why. That's why. Them images are powerful, y'all. You see what I'm saying? It gives you soul, physical soul, because they look like you, and you can tap into magical soul by going to their dimensions and talking to them. So there y'all go. Let's see here. Last but not least, I'm just gonna show y'all some of the books. Some of the books here. We start with martial arts. You know what I'm saying? EMA, or Egyptian martial arts, which is the Mantu arts. You know, there's some of the works some of the works that they created. You see what I'm saying? So yeah. And you know the Mantu arts, pyramid angles, motherfuckers getting it. Of course, the original Egyptians were Negroid. Y'all remember them from my Medjay lecture if y'all seen it. And this here is a Jedi. You see what I'm saying? This is what the Jedi looked like when they was in ancient Egypt. Let's see. Got an image of them, I think. You see this? You see this a lot. Motherfuckers crossing their arms in that X formation that you see in this image here. Y'all can see it. Jedi crossing his arms in that X formation. What is that? That X formation, in the Sufi teaching, that means they represent the completed man. That's number X is number 10. And it represents the completed man and completed woman, completed God and completed goddess. You see what I'm saying? And 10 equals what? 1, which is oneness. One of the numbers of the creator. You see what I'm saying? Unity of the creator. Let's see here. What else we got here? The Egyptian sacred geometry. Pretty dope. Nuwaubu, and that's the athletic sport. I know they done fuck sports up on this planet. Sports is just usually for entertainment, for your enjoyment. You see what I'm saying? For fun or whatever. And they done fucked it up because they done ritualized sports. You see what I'm saying? They be casting spells on big games like the Super Bowl. You always notice that the winning team they always get to the number 33, no more, no less. And then the losing team is whatever, but it's always below the number 33. I can tell you that much. And you know, they siphon energy from the people, vamping the people of their image. So that's why sports have been demonized. But sports been around, you see what I'm saying, for millions of years. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So this ain't nothing new. This ain't nothing new. Next, of course, the sacred tones. You see what I'm saying? This here have like all the deities, some of the 100 of the ancient Egyptian deities that you can tap into. See what I'm saying? And connect with. So You know, you can speak their names or whatever and get the energy. Sekou Sunday, y'all, where can I get the books about the EMA? I got them off eBay, Sekou. I got these off eBay. You know what I'm saying? Egyptian martial arts. I got this off eBay. And shit, that was back in the day when they were selling them like that. I don't even know if they selling them still now. You have to just check. So that's pretty much it, y'all. That's just some of the basics to get you started, so you can understand what's going on here. So at this point, I will take questions if there are any. Make sure I hit everything. Yeah. Any questions? Any questions before I get up out of here? Any questions? Well, alright. Y'all don't have no questions. I'm Marvin Jones. Y'all share this, put the word out, let them know what it is, and I'm out. Peace.